This is the OTB Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. A little bit of a lull between storms here this past week in horse racing. Not a whole lot of major Grade 1 action or graded stakes action. Nonetheless, some good stakes race contested over the past few days, including a major Grade 1 sprint that we're going to take a look at in just a minute. We are starting out this weekend's program at Laurel Park with a series of stakes races on Saturday leading up to the De France's Dash, a Grade 1 that has been moved towards the end of the season after the Breeders' Cup Sprint, and it really turned out to be a good move to a terrific field of horses. Before we get to that, we're going to begin with Laurel's 38 Go-Go Stakes on the undercard, $50,000 for 3-year-olds and up, going a mile and an eighth. Fillies and mares, let's head down to Laurel for the running of the 38 Go-Go.
And they're off to a clean start, and Stepped Out of a Dream steps out to the early lead. Stepped Out of a Dream from Unbridled Lady second, and Brig on the extreme outside hung out a little wide into the first turn there, and Proud Owner settles 3 off the rail. Now Gotcha Last settles toward the rear of the field along with April and Calgary, and trailing the field back there about 8 lengths off the pace is Powerful Package. Around that first turn, and it Stepped Out of a Dream leading the way. Unbridled Lady racing in the second spot. Brig is next in third. To the rail is Proud Owner next in fourth. April and Calgary is up close to the pace in fifth. And Gotcha Last is 6 down inside, only about 4.5 from the lead. Another 2 more, and it's Powerful Package who trails the bunch. Just a walk of a pace up the backstretch. Stepped Out of a Dream from Unbridled Lady. Brig is right there, a length and a half from the front. Racing in the third spot. Proud Owner's in between horses. Gotcha Last only 2.5 lengths from lead. April and Calgary in and among horses, and Powerful Package is the trailer. Only 5 lengths covers him now. Easy and even pace, but Unbridled Lady goes to grab a short lead from Stepped Out of a Dream as they race to the far turn. Brig, Proud Owner, April and Calgary. Gotcha Last inside with a winning shot as well, and Powerful Package, it looks wide open. Just an easy pace still, though, as Unbridled Lady tries to quicken on now. Unbridled Lady quickens just a little bit, puts a half length on Stepped Out of a Dream. Proud Owner is right there in third, just 2 lengths off the lead. Powerful Package begins to run on the outside, and Powerful Package is coming alive. 3 wide at the quarter pole in the top of the lane. Powerful Package surges up on the outside along with Proud Owner. Unbridled Lady is next. Stepped Out of a Dream. Gotcha Last in between horses. April and Calgary. Brig not firing last. They're into the stretch. Powerful Package made that powerful move on the final turn. Hits the front by a half length. Proud Owner second. Here's Gotcha Last. Gotcha Last on the outside. Gotcha Last is coming fast. Powerful Package got a hold off Gotcha Last. Gotcha Last is coming to get you. Powerful Package. Gotcha Last. Powerful Package through the final 70 yards. Gotcha Last to win it by a neck from Powerful Package in a thrilling finish. Proud Owner was next in third, and April in Calgary and Unbridled Lady.
Gotcha Last and Travis Dunkelberger, one of the major players on the Mid-Atlantic Circuit. Travis Dunkelberger gets this one up to a half a length advantage from way back off the pace. She was inside, rated behind horses, swinging wide and picking up a nice win at 4.5 to 1 over Powerful Package, who has quietly put together a good season both in New York and the Mid-Atlantic. Proud Owner, mare who has been running at this level for a long time, picking up the third spot after being up close in the early going. The winner, Gotcha Last, is a 4-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Pleasant Tap from Temper the Wind by Elocutionist. Bred in Kentucky by the Christiana Stables. She is owned by the estate of Christiana Stables, Mrs. Lunger passing away in the past year. Trained by Jimmy Murphy and ridden to victory by Travis Dunkelberger. Gotcha Last completes the mile and an eighth in 1:51 and 3. Next on the docket, the Hail Emperor Stakes, $50,000 and a mile and a 16th, 3-year-olds and up. Let's head back to Laurel now for the running of the Hail Emperor.
And they're off except for Wedlock. Wedlock remains in the starting gate. As they move into the first turn, Harbor of Grace and P-Day down on the inside. Confucius Say showing that early speed as well. And now about 4 lengths off the lead, we have You Were All Wet, followed by Cowboy Magic on the inside. Johnny Dollar 8 lengths from the lead. Then we go back to Somerset at the tail of the field along with Full Brush and Grundlefoot, who trails the field as they move past the 6.5 furlong mark. Again, Wedlock refused. Past the 6 furlong mark, and it's Confucius Say up front 3/4 of a length. And the outside, You Were All Wet moves a bit closer. Harbor of Grace in the pink colors. Chris McCarron has P-Day right up there with just a moderate pace going up front. In 5th position is Johnny Dollar, followed by Cowboy Magic. Then down on the inside, we have Somerset Full Brush and Grundlefoot at the tail of the field. Only 8 lengths covers them, and the pace is slowed up quite a bit here. Confucius Say and pace control as they head for the far turn. P-Day and Harbor of Grace right there. You Were All Wet as Cowboy Magic is strubbed on for running that second group of horses. It's a break of 2, and Grundlefoot surges on the outside. Grundlefoot's just past You Were All Wet, just past P-Day, just past Cowboy Magic, and about to pass Confucius Say. Grundlefoot with that quarter pole swoop at the top of the lane is taking the lead. Grundlefoot and Dunkelberger with a big move in the final turn, floating very wide into the stretch. The momentum carried him wide. He's driving the lead. Cowboy Magic is next, and Confucius Say is next in third. Grundlefoot tries to continue to pour it on with 1 furlong to go. Cowboy Magic on the inside. Grundlefoot drifting just a little bit. Cowboy Magic is giving his all. Grundlefoot at the 16th pole from Cowboy Magic, and a weakening Confucius Say. Grundlefoot wins it by a length from Cowboy Magic second, close for third. Confucius Say and P-Day in that show photo.
Grundlefoot, a popular horse on the Mid-Atlantic Circuit, goes off as the favorite, rallies as he usually does from last into first with a big move. Once again, Travis Dunkelberger in the saddle. Cowboy Magic also making a nice move from off the pace, not quite as far back after a ground-saving trip, finishing up strongly, 6.5 lengths the better at 20-1 of P-Day, who was the second choice in the wagering, just behind the winner, Grundlefoot. In this race, 8-1 choice Wedlock was breaking from the outside post position. He gave some trouble behind the gate and then refused to break, so he was the odd man out that did not start out of the starting gate in this field. The winner, Grundlefoot, a 4-year-old bay colt by Unaccounted For Melancholy Blues by Cure the Blues, was bred in Kentucky by D.W. Frazier. He's owned by Paul L. Fowler and trained by Gary Capuano, ridden to victory by who else? Travis Dunkelberger. Mile in the 16th, final time at Laurel, 1:43.4. 3-year-olds and up fillies and mares coming up next in the Stefanita $50,000 7 furlong sprint. Let's head back to Laurel for the running of the Stefanita Stakes.
And they're off. Gray Outstanding Info, first away from the starting gate. Here's Tooken Down, and also Vicky Slew showing early foot too, as Lip Sings Affair settles on the outside. Ivy's Jewel is next, and Kimbralata is last of all in 5 lengths on the front. Vicky Slew's up front, Outstanding Info second, and Tooken Down right there with a pace in third. Ivy's Jewel fourth on the rail, 2.5 off the lead. Lip Sings Affair and Kimbralata allowed to settle about 5 to 6 lengths from lead, as Vicky Slew continues an honest pace now and opens up 2 lengths. Outstanding Info. Ivy's Jewel is third on the inside. Tooken Down is next, followed by Lip Sings Affair. Dunkelberger has Kimbralata in last position, relaxed about 6 lengths off the lead. They move into the far turn, and it's Vicky Slew up front from Outstanding Info. Here comes Ivy's Jewel right there on third. Ivy's Jewel now making a run on the rail as Vicky Slew drifts off the inside. Vicky Slew with an inviting opening on the inside for Ivy's Jewel to come right on 3. Outstanding Info, and Kimbralata sitting chilly and begins to swing into action, 2.5 lengths off the lead. They're at the top of the stretch. Rose got a good run with Ivy's Jewel, but Kimbralata chases her home and switched the 2 path with 3/16 to go. Kimbralata on the outside coming after Ivy's Jewel. Ivy's Jewel and Kimbralata. Ivy's Jewel got to resist Kimbralata. Kimbralata up to even terms with Ivy's Jewel and gets ahead in front with a 1/16 of a mile to go. And a 3-race stakes sweep for Travis Dunkelberger as Kimbralata comes from last to first to win the Stefanita. Ivy's Jewel was second. Outstanding Info was third, and Tooken Down finished fourth.
Kimbralata, Travis Dunkelberger, who else? Kimbralata, I'm sure, and her connections, very happy to know that Extra Heat did not show up in this race. We're going to be looking at her in just a couple of minutes, taking on the boys in Grade 1 company, but getting the nice win here. Kimbralata, who began her career with a terrific series of unbeaten races, did go down to defeat at the hands eventually of Extra Heat, but has certainly put together a very nice career, getting a 2.25 length victory from off the pace. Ivy's Jewel also rallied from a stalking position, a ground-saving trip into the second spot with Outstanding Info, who was prompting the early pace too wide in the early going, did get carried out a little bit, coming up a bit short in the drive, finishing in the third spot in here in a pretty solid field. Do note the fractional times here relatively slow for fillies of this quality, and the racetrack racetrack at Laurel on Saturday was not playing particularly fast. That is going to come into play when we watch the DeFrancis in just a couple of minutes. Stefanita winner Kimbra Lotta, very nice 3-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Demidov from Smarter Than I Look by Smartin. Bred in Kentucky by Gary Capuano and owned by Donald Mensch, trained by Dale Capuano and ridden by Travis Dunkelberger. Kimbra Lotta completes the 7 furlongs in the Stefanita in 1:24 flat. Next, it's the Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash, Grade 1, 3-year-olds and up. Fillies are 3-year-olds and up, mostly colts and geldings. One filly, Extra Heat, who ran second last time out in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. I'm sure her connections are looking for an Eclipse Award with her. Kona Gold back on the racetrack as well, as his connections are hoping to find some redemption after a disappointing effort in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. The purse, $300,000. Let's head back down to Laurel for the running of the DeFrancis Dash.
And they're off. Color 1 and Extra Heat as expected with that speed. Extra Heat on the inside. Grabs the lead in the first 70 yards, but Color 1 and they're going a furious pace as expected. Gap of 2.5 lengths. Boots on Sunday. Kona Gold racing on the outside, followed by Early Flyer, then Safe Florida Sandy. Delaware Township is the trailer as they head for the far turn. Extra Heat by a neck. Color 1 on the outside, and a virtual repeat of the Breeders' Cup. 21-2 was the opening quarter. Extra Heat, Color 1 on the outside. They've opened up 5. Early Flyers in third. Kona Gold is next in fourth. Save Florida Sandy. Long shot. Boots on Sundays under pressure, dropping back. Delaware Township now has about 10 to 11 lengths to make up. They swing past the 5/16 pole. Extra Heat. Color 1 won't go away on the outside. They turn for home. The heat is on. The half in 44-1. Extra Heat brave on the inside. Color 1 on the outside. Kona Gold. Delaware Township toward the center of the track to put in their run. Look at Extra Heat at the 8th pole. She's got the lead. Here comes Delaware Township trying to go on a winner. Delaware Township on the outside grabs the lead from Extra Heat, and it's going to be Jerry Bailey and Delaware Township to score going away. Photo finish coming up for second. Early Flyer, Extra Heat, Safe Florida Sandy. Kona Gold was right there, very close to that spot. Color 1 weekend and long shot. Boots on Sunday was last. 1:09 the running time in the 12th running of the Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash. Well, this was to be his last race, but he ran like a brand new racehorse today. Delaware Township off of a fast pace in the DeFrancis Dash under Jerry Bailey for New Farm and Benjamin Perkins Jr.
They came out in the gate in the hurry, and it was, as expected, the pace duel that was much anticipated. Extra Heat and Caller 1. Caller 1 backed up. Extra Heat went on pretty gamely, but it was Delaware Township rallying from far back and far wide, about 5 wide on the turn, and made a huge move, driving clear outside of horses. He tends to run head high. Jerry Bailey just kind of sitting still, giving him a little bit of a hustling ride. Early in the going, he did not appear to be handling the track all that well, but certainly was looking very fine in the stretch. Early Flyer made up a little bit of ground after a stalking trip. He was pretty much at the beginning of that pack that was following the 2 pace setters. He did make up some ground in the late going, first time back after having won the Barrera at the Hollywood Park Spring Summer Meet out on the West Coast. They decided to keep him with sprinters. It does seem like a pretty good move. Extra Heat down on the rail, holding on very nicely for the 3rd spot here. Kona Gold finishing in the 4th spot, just about a neck behind Extra Heat in here. An announcement has not yet been made as to what they're going to do with Kona Gold, who has now thrown in 2 performances that really do not rate anywhere near the quality of efforts that we had seen from Kona Gold over the last series of years. The winner, Delaware Township, is a 5-year-old chestnut horse, the son of Notebook from Sunny Mimosa by Sunny North. He was bred in Florida by Mr. and Mrs. Harry Bono, owned by the New Farm, trained by Ben Perkins, and ridden to victory by Jerry Bailey. Delaware Township, it was announced prior to this race, would be making his last start in the Memorial Dash. It has not yet been announced where he will be going to stand at stud, but he definitely has what would be considered classic Florida pedigree and running style as far as being a sprint-type horse. Whether or not he will head to Florida, whether he'll be accepted in Kentucky or will be ending up in one of the smaller regional markets has not yet been determined. But he is a very solid horse, a sound horse with has put together an absolutely terrific career, and I would imagine that he would be a boon to any breeding program that is looking for speed. Although most places there's already quite a bit of that in most breeding programs. So Delaware Township goes out a winner in Grade 1 company with Jerry Bailey aboard. Final time here little on the slow side, but notice those early fractions, 21.5, 44.22, 56.51, and that was a racetrack that was playing very, very slow. Those fractions had to take a lot out of the pace setters. Obviously, the early pace setters, Extra Heat, holding on for third, Caller One fading to sixth in the 7-horse field. The final time, 109 flat for Delaware Township in the DeFrancis Dash. We are going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at stakes racing from the Midwest as well as north of the border in Canada. Please stay tuned.
This year, many thoroughbreds, no longer able to compete, will join the ranks of racing's homeless. Since 1982, the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation and its supporters have been providing help and hope for those in need, creating opportunities where once there were none. The TRF, together with the racing industry, is meeting the challenge, taking care of their own. Yesterday's innovative concepts, combining the TRF's rescue mission with educational and rehabilitation goals, have become today's life-saving success stories and a track record of unsurpassed growth. Safely retired thoroughbreds are now enjoying second careers, bringing responsibility, healing, and purpose to the lives of those who need it most. With your help, we can continue our saving mission, ensuring many more horses the welcome home they so richly deserve.
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. Next, we're heading to the Midwest, and we'll be beginning at Hoosier Park with the Michael G. Schaefer Mile. $100,000, 3-year-olds and up, going a flat mile. Let's head to Hoosier for the running of the Schaefer.
Feel set. And they're off in the Michael G. Schaefer Mile. From the center of the pack, Freon Flyer charges up, taking early command. Two-punch Sunny from the inside, coming away in second. Dream Run to the outside is third, and Neon Shadow between horses. Past the stands the first time, and on the inside, Freon Flyer, the early pace setter by two. Two-punch Sunny on the inside, saving ground in second. Then comes Dream Run with Neon Shadow in the fourth position. Snuck In is early in fifth. A break of 4 lengths in sixth to Tiltem, and the trailer is The Devil. Down the backstretch and on the front, Freon Flyer continues to lead. It's a 1-length advantage on Two-punch Sunny, who continues to stalk in second. Neon Shadow is right there between horses, and blocked in at the rail. Snuck In, no running room there, and Dream Run opts to go wide on the outside. Plenty of room there as they continue on to the far turn. On the front, Freon Flyer leads the way. Inside, Two-punch Sunny, and now here comes Dream Run between horses, Neon Shadow, and down at the rail is Snuck In. Top of the stretch, Freon Flyer leads the charge. Down to the inside, Snuck In, seeing daylight at the rail, looking to come on through. Neon Shadow looks to kick in, and here comes The Devil, charging from the far outside. Final furlong to go. It's Freon Flyer on the inside. Snuck In, still there, and still a threat in second. But as they come to the wire, it's Freon Flyer, gate to wire, winning the Michael G. Schaefer Mile.
Freon Flyer, a 3-year-old, taking on his elders and running very nicely on the front end every step of the way, beating Snuck In, a horse that had earned considerable acclaim with some nice efforts in Triple Crown Company way back in his 3-year-old season. He rallies into the second spot here at 13-1. 43-1 long shot in the field. Tiltem finishing in the third spot with a off-the-pace rally, kind of a mild one at that, as the front runners were fading rather quickly, those that had given chase to Freon Flyer. The favorite in the field, Neon Shadow, did give a little bit of early chase and drop back rather quickly late in the drive. The winner, Freon Flyer, is a 3-year-old gray or roan colt by Waquoit from Eck's First Step by Eck Corrala. Bred in Pennsylvania by Theodore Stepanoff and Robin Stepanoff. He is owned by Brian S. Dance, trained by Michael Trevigno, and ridden to victory by John Court. Freon Flyer completes the 1 mile at Hoosier Park in 1:35.2. Next, we're going to be heading to Churchill Downs for the running of the Mrs. Revere Stakes for 3-year-old fillies going for Grade 2 credentials. The purse is $150,000, the distance a mile and a 16th on the turf. Let's head down to Churchill for the running of the Mrs. Revere.
Off and running in the Mrs. Revere. Snowdance broke right on top to take the early lead from Stylish on the outside. Second, Casual Feet up the fences. Third, Ever With You is rushing up on the outside. Ever With You will take over and clear off now in front by a length and a half from the favorite Snowdance, who's taken Offer to the outside in second. Stylish moves up a closer third, then Casual Feet tugs hard on the inside fourth. Ransom's Pride racing fifth, followed by Cozy Island, who's 3 deep in sixth now. Then Cozy Corner moves up to her outside. Behind that, Quick Tip is settling down third, last 8 off the pace. Atrial Flutter next by 2, and Chausson Pois is at the back of the pack. Strung out onto the backside now. The opening quarter, 24 seconds flat. And it's Ever With You and Calvin Burrell leading the way, clear by 2. Nice and easy out there. Snowdance is tracking contentedly in second. Casual Feet up the inside third. Stylish is 4 off the front runner fourth. Ransom's Pride's racing fifth. On the outside comes Cozy Corner, followed up by Quick Tip, who's advancing through an opening on the inside. Now 6 off the pace as they bunch up. Cozy Island next to her outside. Then Atrial Flutter in 7. Back to Chausson Pois at the back of the pack. Half in 48 seconds flat, banking around the far turn. Ever With You, 3/4 in front. Snowdance turning up the pressure second. Here comes Ransom's Pride up into third now. Stylish is being nudged along in fourth. Cozy Corner's on the far side. Casual Feet shaking up along the inside. Quick Tip is splitting fillies now. Then Atrial Flutter and Cozy Island on the outside. And the stretch drive still Ever With You. Pounced on by Snowdance to the outside. Snowdance pushing on by to a short lead. Ever With You battles back along the inside. Then Casual Feet. Stylish getting involved again from the back of the pack comes Cozy Island. It's wide open in deep stretch. Snowdance is taking a short lead. Snowdance from Cozy Island surging. Snowdance, Cozy Island runs out of ground. Snowdance wins it by a neck at the finish in the Mrs. Revere. And it's very tight for the place between Stylish and Cozy Island.
Snowdance returns to her finest form here. She really came to hand very quickly over the summertime for John Ward and really moved quickly through into Stakes Company, was victorious, very successful up here at Saratoga. Little bit of trouble since then, but certainly has returned to her finest form here with a very game effort. She gave a little bit of trouble before the race. She did press the pace in the early going and held on gamely for a neck victory over Stylish, who was forwardly placed throughout. Cozy Island rallying from far back as a long shot on the board at 47.5 to 1. Little disappointing in here was Quick Tip, who had looked like she might be able to improve in this position. Did have a little bit of a difficult start and finishing in the 4th spot. The winner's Snowdance, a 3-year-old gray or roan filly by Forest Wildcat out of Northern Pageant by Spectacular Bid. Bred in Kentucky by the Aspiration Stable. She is owned by John Oxley, trained by John Ward, and ridden to victory by Craig Perrette. Snowdance completes the mile in the 16th on the Churchill Downs turf course in 1:42 and 4. We're going to be heading north of the border next for a pair of races this past weekend from Woodbine, starting with the Display Stakes for 2-year-olds going a mile in the 16th for a purse of $100,000. Let's head up to Woodbine for the running of the Display.
They're off in the Display Stakes. Toward the inside, Pat's Expectation. Streakin' Rob is in the center. And then Nicole's Devil and Funny Soldier for 2-year-olds vie for the early lead as they head to the clubhouse turn, and Tales of the Crypt is taken in hand. Map Hill is to the outside of Tales of the Crypt. Then we have a Foregone. The second to last is Jean Kier, and to the outside of that one is Rum Splasher. The opening quarter, 23 1/5 of a second, and the Coronation Futurity winner, Streakin' Rob, emerges with the lead and takes these 2-year-olds to the backstretch. Funny Soldier is out there 3 wide in second position, 3/4 of a length off of Streakin' Rob. Pat's Expectation to the inside third. Nicole's Devil is back in 4th position. Foregone's 5th, 6 lengths off the lead. Map Hill has saved every inch of ground. Then we have Rum Splasher, Tales of the Crypt is second to last, and Jean Kier trails this field. Streakin' Rob streaks a half mile in 46 and 4. Plays Catch Me If You Can with 3 furlongs to come in the Display. Funny Soldier is in second position. Map Hill continues to close next to the rail. Foregone moves into a contending position as they near the quarter pole. Pat's Expectation backs away just a bit, and they come to the top of the stretch. Streakin' Rob has the lead. Funny Soldier. Some Saneth is asking Foregone on the far outside. Map Hill is down on the fence. Streakin' Rob put the pressure. Tales of the Crypt is flat out flying down the center of the racetrack. Streakin' Rob trying to hold on for one more 16th. Tales of the Crypt is flying out there. Tales of the Crypt nails the Coronation Futurity winner right on the money to win the Display.
Tales of the Crypt picking up a nice win here. Fairly green horse, not having had much experience, but ran very nicely after being allowed to settle. He ran quite nicely past horses, angled out in the upper stretch, closing very strongly for a 3/4 of a length victory over Streakin' Rob, who was right there every step of the way, took command early. Did set the pace every step of the way until the very end. Funny Soldier, who gave chase in the early going in a little bit of a wide position, finishing nicely to finish in the 3rd spot as, again, a long shot at 17.5 to 1. The winner, Tales of the Crypt, a 2-year-old dark bay or brown son of Regal Classic from Cryptic Tune by Crypto Clearance. Bred in Kentucky by William D. and Dave Fishback. He is owned by Jam Jar Racing Stable, who picked up their first stakes win in the display. Trained by John Ross and ridden to victory by Jake Barton. Tales of the Crypt completes the mile in a 16th on the Woodbine main track in 1:44 and 3. Finishing off the weekend stakes racing at Woodbine was the Bessarabian Stakes for 2-year-old fillies, a Canadian Grade 3 with a $125,000 purse, the distance 7 furlongs. Let's head back up to Woodbine for the running of the Bessarabian.
They're off in the Bessarabian Stakes. Slow beginning there by Ahead by a Century. From the extreme outside, Healing and Knowledge. Sports Flashy into their inside. Pete's Fancy, and Pete's Fancy will lead this field out of the chute. Sports Flashy is 2nd. Electroline comes on to be 3rd. Healing Knowledge is 4th, back 3.5 lengths off the lead. Feathers next to the fence is in 5th position. Poetically is at her neck. Then Long Shot, Bold Engagement. After that, less than perfect start Ahead by a Century. The opening quarter was in 22 2/5 of a second. Pete's Fancy with less than a half-mile remaining. Down on the inside, Electroline's getting aggressive. Joins Pete's Fancy for the run into the far turn. Sports Flashy is 3rd. Feathers is down on the inside, 3.5 lengths off the lead. Then Poetically, Healing Knowledge to the far outside. Long Shot, Bold Engagement. Then Ahead by a Century. They're inside the quarter pole. Electroline travels well. Electroline and Boulanger, the ones to catch at the top of the lane. Pete's Fancy is 2nd. Feathers to the inside is in 3rd position from off the pace. Healing Knowledge. It is Electroline in the final furlong. Feathers is coming now, but won't be in time. Electroline leads by 4. Feathers is 2nd. Electroline long gone. An easy win here in the Bessarabian. Feathers 2nd, Ahead by a Century. Not a very good start, but comes on to finish 3rd.
Electroline, a nice filly. This is one that we've seen many times. This filly has been just a pretty competitive horse in New York and heads up north of the border. She had been very competitive in New York for quite some time. Went down to the Mid-Atlantic, reappears up north of the border with a nice win here. Feathers finishing in the 2nd spot, a rallying trip here after being allowed to settle in the early going, and Ahead by a Century completes the order of the top 3 with a very big late move. This one was off quite slowly, lagged well behind the field, but had quite a bit of kick to get home in the 3rd spot here. The winner, Electroline, a 5-year-old bay mare, is a daughter of Line in the Sand from Pinch Penny by Spend a Buck, bred in Florida by the Farnsworth Farm, owned by Richard Englander, trained by Michael Wright Jr., and ridden to victory by Gary Boulanger. Electroline completes the 7 furlongs of the Bessarabian in 1:22 and 1. We are going to pause for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at West Coast racing from Hollywood. New York finishes up their turf stakes season with the Red Smith, and we're going to have a special event for you from down south. Please stay tuned.
Children and adults with disabilities are finding new freedom through horseback riding. For more information on programs and centers near you, contact NARA at 1-800-369-RIDE.
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. Next, we'll be heading west to Hollywood Park, starting out with last Saturday's running of the Hollywood Preview, a Grade 3 sprint for 2-year-old colts and geldings, $100,000 the purse. This is, of course, a prep race for next month's running of the Hollywood Futurity. Let's head out to Hollywood Park for the running of the Hollywood Preview.
They're off.
From the inside, Popular shows speed. To the outside, Roman Dancer. Also close up is Royal Moro and La Bump de Babe, heavyweight champ between horses, and these five go at it early, and heavyweight champ has taken over a short lead. Fonzes is tugging in behind the leaders, and there goes Fonzes between horses, sharp off the layoff, and they stack up the backstretch. Dial a Hero is the trailer as they head towards the half-mile pole. It's heavyweight champ Roman Dancer joined by Popular through from the inside. These three go to the half-mile marker. Heavyweight champ and Popular are 1-2. Roman Dancer 4 wide. Fonzes just inside of him. Royal Moro committed to a 5-wide trip leaving the backstretch. 5 lengths further back to La Bump de Babe, and the trailer is Dial a Hero, and they are stretched across the track in the Hollywood preview. Roman Dancer is 4 wide. Fonzes between horses. Heavyweight champ 2 off the rail. Popular at the fence. Royal Moro has lost a ton of ground, and they're at the top of the stretch. La Bump de Babe is 5 from the front end. Dial a Hero, and they head for home. Fonzes heavyweight champ and Popular moves through from the inside, and he's taken over the lead. Fonzes goes right with him. Heavyweight champ is thrown in the tile, as has Roman Dancer, and they come to the final 16th of the Hollywood preview. It is Popular at the rail. Fonzes to the outside. They'll decide it, and Fonzes has a short lead. Popular at the rail. It is Fonzes to win. Fonzes beat Popular by a neck. La Bump de Babe was 3rd, and Dial a Hero finished 4th.
Fonzes, who was quite sharp early in the season, did have some problems causing him to go to the shelf for a while, returns to the races with a very nice half-length victory under Lafitte Pincay Jr. Popular, who finished 4th in his career debut here in New York, went back to the West Coast, did break his maiden last time out for Bob Baffert. He is the colt that probably earned a nice reputation, the best reputation for being the horse that shipped around the country with Point Given earlier this year, but has turned out to be a decent sort on his own. La Bump de Babe finishing in the 3rd spot in here. Went off at 13-1, had actually run fairly capably last time out against a little bit lesser company, but certainly improved nicely here, as young horses are often capable of doing. Little disappointing in here was the favorite Roman Dancer, coming off of a nice win in the Sunny Slope. He finished 6th out of 7. Just ahead of him was heavyweight champ, finishing in the 5th spot at 2-1. He was shipping in from New York after having tried Officer before. That one tailed off for a pair in the Champagne Stakes. This horse, heavyweight champ, had finished a good 3rd. The winner, Fonzes, a chestnut colt by Out of Place from Seaton's Encounter by Spring Double, was bred in Florida by Karen Ward, owned by Anderson and Meadowbrook Farm, trained by David LaCroix, and ridden to victory by Lafitte Pincay Jr. Fonzes completes the 7 furlongs of the Grade 3 Hollywood preview in 1:22 flat. Next, it's 2-year-old fillies in the Moccasin Stakes on Sunday, going 7 furlongs. The purse here, once again, $100,000. Let's head back to Hollywood for the running of the Moccasin.
They're off. Good start. Gold Sugar and Ayana shows speed. Lil Awesome Annie is close up. Happy Michelle in the firing line as well. Runaway Pro and Punch de Leona are next. Then Teresa Ann and Runaway Ab with Mama Mama. Unforgettable RN has 1 beat in the early running. It's the stretch running Candor as they run up the back stretch. It is Ayana the boss. Ayana 5 furlongs from home in the Moccasin, leads by 2 lengths with Gold Sugar now racing in 2nd. Sinful Bride between horses. Teresa Ann moves through at the rail. Here's Teresa Ann, 3 off the lead. Unforgettable RN has moved through into 5th, and 5 from the front as Happy Michelle is ridden along. Runaway Ab and Runaway Pro are next. Punch de Leona is 4 wide leaving the backstretch, but she's got some run. Mama Mama is 8 from the front running Ayana, who's 2.5 lengths in front to the quarter pole. Next, it's Lil Awesome Annie, and Candor is at the back of the pack, and Ayana is the boss in the Moccasin. It's Ayana a 1/4 mile from home and 2.5 lengths in front of Sinful Bride. Unforgettable RN is now 3rd. Teresa Ann at the rail 4th. Punch de Leona is in with a chance 5th, but they'll all have to go to catch Ayana, who comes to the final furlong, and she's in front by 4. Sinful Bride, Unforgettable RN, and Punch de Leona are chasing her home, but Ayana, 16th out, is still 5 in front. Punch de Leona and Unforgettable RN for 2nd. It is Ayana.
Ayana making every step a winning one, 3.5 lengths as the favorite. Interestingly enough, a filly that was eased last time out in the Oakleaf, picking up a nice win here. Punch de Leona rallying from way off the pace as the second choice after a win in the Enokia. picks up the the place spot with Unforgettable RN off a nice allowance victory, picking up the third spot at 22-1. The winner, Ayana, a 2-year-old dark bay or brown filly by In Excess from Dance Play by Sovereign Dancer, was bred in Arizona by the AAA Ranch, owned by AAA Ranch and trained by R. Corey Owens. Ridden to victory by Mike Smith, Ayana completes the 7 furlongs in 1:23.2. Next, we're going to be heading back to the local action, finishing up the turf racing stakes season in New York. The Red Smith Handicap, a grade $250,000 event for 3-year-olds and up, going 1 mile and 3/8 on the grass. Let's head down to Aqueduct for the running of the Red Smith.
And they're off. Regal Dynasty and Sarazzo. Man from Wicklow moving aggressively early, and El Tawasul holds his position at the rail as the field makes their way into the first turn. El Tawasul and long shot Sarazzo, and they're quickening up, and they're going at a very lively pace very early on here. Sarazzo takes the fight to El Tawasul in the first quarter mile, with Just Listen running in third. Regal Dynasty now settles down in fourth. Man from Wicklow, a bit hard to handle, resisting the restraint there, running in fifth position. And he's just outside of Mr. Pleasant Faro's racing along in sixth, followed by Certainty, who settles in now running in seventh. Williams News, then Lodge Hill, Gritty Sandy loping along at the back of the pack. Ketaweo is at the very back with Delightful Irving. Moving by us for the first time. The pace is moderating now. The quarter in 24 3, the opening half in 50 1/5 seconds. Sarazzo, El Tawasul matching strides on the lead now. Regal Dynasty, a ground-saving third. He's got a good position in the early going. And Just Listen alongside him, racing in fourth. Then it's Mr. Pleasant Far, rating back in fifth position now. Mr. Pleasant Far looks to move through in between horses from fifth. Man from Wicklow is sixth. William News and Lodge Hill are running together. 7th and 8th. Certainty is now 9th. Gritty Sandy has been taken into the clear, setting up on the outside for the run into the far turn. Then Delightful Irving. Ketaweo has trailed throughout 6 furlongs in 1:16.1. It's a tight pack now as they enter the far turn. Sarazzo and El Tawasul have been head-to-head the entire journey, and they're that way with 3 furlongs to go. And Just Listen is poised on the outside third. Then it's Regal Dynasty, who's had a perfect trip all the way. Right there, he's in behind the lead, racing fourth as they come to the quarter pole. And then it's Mr. Pleasant Far, followed by Man from Wicklow's in the thick of it. Williams News and Lodge Hill at the top of the stretch. It is El Tawasul who shrugs off the pesky Sarazzo. Here comes Mr. Pleasant Far. Here comes Regal Dynasty. Just Listen. On the inside is Delightful Irving. They're down to the final 100 yards. El Tawasul, Mr. Pleasant Far, Williams News and Delightful Irving charging hard. Here's the wire. Mr. Pleasant Far has won. Mr. Pleasant Far wins it by a length, and it's dead tight for second between El Tawasul and Regal Dynasty.
Mr. Pleasant Far, up from Calder, originally from Brazil, had been running down in South Florida for his last few races, picking up a 3/4 length win over early pace setter El Tawasul, who was involved duking it out on the inside every step of the way with Sarazzo, held on very gamely for a nose ahead of pace prompter Regal Dynasty, who sat a perfect stalking trip but was not able to match either of the top two when the real running was done. The winner, Mr. Pleasant Far, is a Brazilian-bred 4-year-old, a son of Emson from Pleasant Tail by Pleasant Colony, foaled in Brazil, bred at the Aras Garces Castellano. He is currently owned by Christopher Connors and trained by Marty Wolfson, ridden to victory by Jose Santos. Mr. Pleasant Far completes the 1 mile and 3/8 on a firm turf course in 2:16.4. Next, the final race of the stakes racing weekend at Aqueduct, the Valley Stream for 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. The purse is $75,000. It is a grade 3 event. Let's head down to Aqueduct for the running of the Valley Stream.
And they're off. A new twist. Forest Heiress and Vesta break together. Just in behind them, it's Proper Gamble. Up the back stretch, and a new twist. Up to take the early lead, but Forest Heiress is right there, pressing her all the way. A speed duel early here. 2 lengths back to Proper Gamble, who comes off the rail third. Vesta fourth on the outside. Cherokee Girl and On Parade is allowed to trail in the early stages here. The quarter goes in 22 1/5 seconds. A new twist under intense pressure from Forest Heiress. Proper Gamble third. Vesta going wide on the turn, fourth. And then it's Cherokee Girl. On Parade, still about 7 lengths from the duel up front between A New Twist and Forest Heiress. And the two of them head for home together. They've run a half in 44 4/5 seconds. And there goes Forest Heiress. Forest Heiress with another gear after that spectacular half. It is Forest Heiress opening up by 3. A New Twist couldn't stay with her, and neither could anybody else. Here's an impressive victory. Forest Heiress, a 3-length winner over A New Twist. On Parade beaten up almost 10 lengths. The final time was 1:08 3. Forest Heiress, a very promising 2-year-old.
Forest Heiress, very impressive here from just off the early pace of A New Twist. Just blew by that one in very impressive fashion after getting away very sharply. She had suffered a defeat in her last career start. That was her only defeat in her career. Has thus far been an extremely dependable filly for her connections. A New Twist holds on nicely for the second spot, 5 lengths the better of On Parade, who rallied from off the pace. I would think that On Parade with her pedigree might be a little bit better, going a little bit longer. She didn't get her rally going until perhaps just a little bit too late under Jerry Bailey. The winner, Forest Heiress, is a 2-year-old bay filly by Forest Wildcat from Penniless Heiress by Pentelicus, bred in Kentucky by The New Farm, owned by The New Farm, and trained by Ben Perkins, ridden to victory by Richie Migliori. Forest Heiress completes the 6 furlongs of the Valley Stream in a very quick 1:08 3. We have one more race to bring to you, a special event. We don't usually go around looking for $17,000 allowance races to show on Horses and Courses, but we thought this one would be interesting to show. Let's head down to Delta Downs for their featured $17,000 allowance race from Saturday evening's card, featuring the return to the races of Hallowed Dreams. Let's head down to Delta for their call of Saturday's feature.
Hallowed Dreams from the outside, gunning towards the front, but Dr. Lewis is right there to challenge her. Also from between horses, Be Yonder comes on through, and that's the first 3 to leave the chute. It's 4 lengths off the lead to the inside. Near the rail is Bold Cause, while to the outside coming forward, Mr. Freud. Between those horses, settling back, Uno Diablo. Then it's a gap of 2 lengths back to Zip by Zach, and the last horse is Monday Night Mac. They go for the far turn. Hallowed Dreams from that outside post has the lead and the rail, and she leads it by a length and a tail from a hard-trying Dr. Lewis. That pair leads it by 5 lengths from Bold Cause, who's holding on to third. To the outside of Bold Cause, it's Mr. Freud. They come to the top of the stretch. It's Hallowed Dreams. She leads only by a neck. Dr. Lewis to challenge from the outside. Hallowed Dreams just in front. Dr. Lewis a strong threat to the outside, but Hallowed Dreams is responding and leads it again by a neck. Now it's a half a length, and it's Hallowed Dreams. The Princess of the South continues her reign. Hallowed Dreams beats out Dr. Lewis, and it was Bold Cause to run third.
And she did it under Silk Carmouche, picking up another win here on the pace every step of the way. She broke from the outside, and there was an inquiry into the fact that she rather quickly moved over to the rail. Pressing the pace every step of the way was Dr. Lewis. He did look like he was making tracks up towards her at the top of the stretch, but Hallowed Dreams able to hold him at bay through the length of the stretch. Dr. Lewis finishing in the second spot. Long Shot, Bold Cause finishing in the third spot from within striking distance. Fairly even performance by this one. The winner, Hallowed Dreams. What else can you say about this filly? She has just been a monster. She has not really moved up in class. We've seen Extra Heat, who took quite a bit of heat for not having beaten much. She's moved into major Grade 1 company against males and held her own quite nicely in the last pair. Looks like the time may be coming for Hallowed Dreams to have to do the same. Hallowed Dreams is a 4-year-old dark bay or brown filly, daughter of Malagra from Pacific's Dream by Brother McCree, bred in Louisiana by Mike Kennington, owned by Johnny Gaspard and Lloyd Romero, trained by Lloyd Romero, and ridden to victory by regular rider Silk Carmouche. Hallowed Dreams completes the 5 furlongs in the allowance feature at Delta Downs from Saturday night in 59 seconds flat. That wraps up our this week's edition of Horses and Courses. Not a whole lot of racing this past weekend, but a lot coming up this coming weekend. Hollywood Park has the Turf Festival, highlighted by the Grade 2 Citation and the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby, as well as the Matriarch for older fillies and mares. New York has the Holiday Fest, including the Grade 1 Cigar Mile, the final Grade 1 of the New York season. Juveniles on the track as well as in the Demoiselle, the Remsen, and the Huntington this upcoming week, as well as other stakes races from around the country. We will try to get some overseas races for you, as well as the Japan Cup races will be run during the coming week as well. If we're able to get those for you, we'll certainly show you them here on Horses and Courses next week. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'm Jean Wood, and I will see you back here next time.